Hello, welcome to our SmartrMail webinar. My name's Curtis. I'm part of the content and capability team here at Neto. With me, we have Josh and George from SmartrMail. We're really lucky to have them spending some time to take everyone through exactly what SmartrMail does and how it works. So really excited to have them here and very appreciative. So that's enough from me. I will hand it over to you guys. Josh, George, go for it.
Yeah. Hey guys, thanks for jumping on. As Curtis said, really excited to jump on and show you how to get the most ROI from SmartrMail. So we'll kick it off right away with a little presentation on like who we are and why we're doing everything.
Cool. Just need a screen share too.
Oh, crap. Second.
We are personal email marketing. So just really briefly for today, we're going to give you a 5-minute background on who we are and what we do. Then we'll go straight into how you can set up SmartrMail for your Neto store, and then show you the key features for half an hour. And then at the end, we'll answer any questions you have. So if you have any questions along the way, you can just write them in the chat there. And if we get a chance as we're doing the demo, we'll try and get to them. Otherwise, we'll get to them in the last 10 minutes. Cool. Oh, all right. So SmartrMail, we built SmartrMail to try it to be the easiest, smartest email tool for e-commerce. We're from an e-commerce background ourselves, and we kind of got sick of getting emails like this. These are real emails I got myself, and these are kind of big e-commerce brands who know what I'd bought with them or what I'd added to their cart, but they still kind of send this untargeted bulk email with content that I wasn't interested in. And we looked into it further, and there was a study done a couple of years ago when we were starting to think about building SmartrMail, and it found when you send your customers personalized content, you actually get 7 times more revenue from your emails. So this is a huge number. And we saw big brands like Amazon doing it really well, but it was pretty hard for as an e-commerce, smaller e-commerce store to do it. And so that's why we built SmartrMail. Really higher level how it works is it's a plugin. So it's a plugin for your Neto store. And the advantage of that is it can use all of your store's data. It can use your product data, your customer data, and do the on-page tracking, so that we give you tools to build out automatic personalized emails that you can send to your customers with products that they're actually interested in. We'll show you a bit more in a sec, but that's kind of the higher level of what it does. And for the last few months, we've been working really closely with Neto to build an integration. And the beauty of this is it uses your store's actual data. So you should be able to set up a whole bunch of targeted, personalized emails using your data easily. So that's kind of the higher level of what we are. We'll jump straight into a demo now, and Josh will take over and show you.
Yep. So I'm going to kick off a demo. To get started, I'll just kind of show you how to set up SmartrMail. So once you create an account on the homepage, that's just smartrmail.com. You'll be dropped into our dashboard here, where you'll have to sync up your Neto store. So it's pretty easy. All you need to do is put in your API key, which you can find on your cPanel, your dashboard within Neto. It's the global API key here. Drop it in there, add your store address, and then we'll automatically start syncing all your customer and product data. So that will take about up to an hour to get all that product data in, and then also match up all those orders to each of your email addresses. So once that's done, you have a working store, and I'll jump into one of our case study stores right now. So yeah, this is the dashboard of SmartMail, and where you can get started, review what you've done, and yeah, start making money from email. So to get started, we'll go into the design of SmartMail. One thing we know with MailChimp is because the design process takes so long, all stores end up doing is sending untargeted newsletter to your list, which isn't what generates sales, and it's what makes customers churn because they're not receiving relevant products, they get uninterested in your brand, and they won't want to stay on your email list. So we want to make that design process really simple with SmartMail. So to set it up, all you have to do is add your logo and header links if you like. So that's kind of that menu bar that usually goes below your logo. You set your email colors, so your brand colors, your buttons. Pretty simple. If you want to also add pricing tags, you can add that. If you underscore VAT, if you're not including wholesale prices or tax in your default prices, that's how you add the GST in. So you add the price, the buttons, fonts, sizes. We have all the fonts here that work with HTML email, plus some extra ones that we've tested ourselves. If you do have a specific brand font, just let us know and we can test it for you. But these ones will work and you should find something that would be a pretty good match. And the last step is setting up your footer. This one, we've used a custom HTML footer here, which is another option, but it's pretty simple. You add your unsubscribe link, your footer text, and of course, your social links. But for this one, we've used custom HTML and created a footer for them. So next, I'll get into your customer lists and how to manage that. So within SmartMail, we'll automatically pull in all your customers from Neto, along with all their purchase and order data, and it'll only be customers who within Neto have checked that subscribe to newsletter box during checkout, or if you have it automatically set up, they'll be pulled in. And it's one thing that's important. If you have customers coming from different sources, Amazon and eBay, you want to change your settings. So if those people haven't opted in, you don't want to bring them in through SmartMail because then you will run into spam issues. So yeah, this customer list comes straight through SmartMail, and that'll keep auto updating every 8 hours on the 30th minute of the hour. And then after that, you can create your own list. You can import subscribers via some other email platforms, and that'll sync. So MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, and Constant Contact. However, we do recommend setting up your own list and importing the CSV because that'll give you a lot more flexibility to say, set up welcome emails, set up your pop-up and everything else within SmartMail. So to do that, you can just do this. It creates a new list, and at the bottom, you'll see import CSV file. You choose the file there, and then you can dump all your customers through. One thing to make a note of here, if you're previously using MailChimp, I think even Neto Mail, it wasn't pushing your unsubscribes back to Neto, so people could be unsubscribed within MailChimp or Neto Mail, and they'll still be subscribed to your newsletter within Neto. So you want to export that unsubscribe list out and bulk unsubscribe it at the bottom of this page. It's really important you do that because you don't want to be sending to thousands of people that are previously unsubscribed, which you will run into deliverability issues by doing that, or even hitting a high bounce rate. Yeah. So next up, we're going to go into smart segmentation. And this is how you can kind of manage your list based on the data you have within Neto. So yeah, first we have some pre-made segments, but I'll go into creating each one. Okay, so this pop-up isn't showing on our screen share for some reason, but I'll just kind of explain it and go through some of the key rules. So within the smart segmentation, you're able to segment based on email engagement, so whether people have opened or clicked any of your emails, obviously the first one. Also when they've purchased, how many times they've purchased, how much they've spent, and the average they've spent. So when they've ordered, how many times they've ordered, and yeah, total spend. After that, you can even get even deeper. So if you want to segment based on specific products, you can search that up, and then you can create segments based on people who have purchased that specific product, and you can add as many products as you'd like. And this purchase data does go back all the way to since you were on Neto. It's not just when you install SmartrMail. And one, if you try to add a few products, it does take a while. So you can do segmentation by collection. Collection is category within Neto. And if you search the category, you'll have the category IDs here. I know we've noticed with a few stores that it kind of does get messy. So just look at your category ID, and that's the one you'll know that has all that purchase data. The last one that's quite important, two more. So there's location data. For this, we use the location data within your Neto system, and we also use our own location data from email addresses. So when someone opens an email, we're able to track their IP, and then we match that to a location, and you can get as local as you want. So we're in Collingwood in Melbourne. So if you do Collingwood, you can pick that location, and you can send very personalized emails. Say if you had a brick and mortar store, if you want to send click and collect emails, you obviously want to only send it to people within your locale. And the last segmentation rule is user group. Currently here, you have to type in the string that you have. So say retail, dropshipping, wholesale. We will make this a bit easier next week though. So in the next week, it'll just be a drop down A to F, just to simplify it.
And just a point there, on your customers list, they'll auto update from your Neto customers. So as more people join your customers list in Neto, they'll automatically be pulled into SmartrMail on that main list at the top.
And you can sync that list too. So there is a sync at any time. I'll show you that. Yeah, if you want to pull it in before an email. Oh yeah, and actually it does automatically sync on the 8th hour every 30 minutes, but we also, every time you send an email, we'll sync that list too. So yeah, it's not just every 8 hours. So whenever you send an email, you will get all your most recent subscribers in. So now I'm going to jump into the auto emails. So there's 4 of them, and I'll go into each one. So I guess our special sauce, which George mentioned before, is really our auto product emails. So what these are, they're not really your newsletter, but they're an extra email that you can send that you know that the products you're sending are relevant. So like on-site recommendations, this is a email recommendations. So it's pretty simple how it works. Say person A and person B have bought this brush here, and person B goes on to buy this bag. Recommend this bag onto person A. So we'll be sending each of your customers the products that they're most likely to buy. The reason this gets more sales, if you send a regular newsletter, you're sending out an email, say to 100 people, you choose 10 random products that might only be relevant to 10 people. But with this, you know, every email you send, it's relevant to each subscriber. The setup is pretty simple. You choose the list you want to send it to. You choose your subject line, preview text, and body. You can add a header too. Content mix. How this affects the algorithm is weighting. So if you put it to new products, that doesn't mean we'll only pick new products. So for each of your subscribers, the products are ranked based on how relevant they are to them. If you put it all the way to new products, we'll favor new products. So we might add, say, a multiplier of 2 to any product that was added within the last 30 days. So there's a better chance that we pick them. But if there is a product that's a perfect match for that subscriber, it probably will still be recommended to them. The same goes for full price and on sale. We really recommend just keeping them unmixed and letting the recommendation engine do its work. And then for recommended, the recommended setting, there's popular and recommended. That deals with the variation within the recommendations. So recommended will also we'll have more variation, so more personalized, whereas popular will send people just a popular recommendation of products across your whole store or across every customer. So you choose how many products. We definitely recommend 6 as maximum, just because after here, you'll start getting cut off by Gmail. So 6 products maximum. You obviously you're not sending a catalog, you're sending people relevant recommendations to them. So if you just send 10 products, nobody's actually going to read that. 6 products is your sweet spot. If you have a smaller catalog, you probably want to do 4 products. You can choose the descriptions to show or not, and you can exclude low in stock products. And if you say you did have test products, or you do want to block all your child SKUs and only show parent SKUs, if you click this link here, it'll take you to a product page. And here you can blacklist, you can upload a CSV of all your, say, child SKUs or test SKUs, and that'll block them from any emails within SmartrMail. And so the last part is the frequency. Like I said, it's not your newsletter. You don't want to be sending this email 2 to 3 times a week, but it is a great complementary email. So based on your average purchase frequency, we recommend to either send it fortnightly or weekly. The time is obviously depending on who your buyers are, but yeah, there is no best time. You have to test that, but what we've seen recently is Tuesdays and Thursdays work either 10 a.m. or in the evening around 7 p.m. And now I'll get into abandoned carts. So if you've been looking for abandoned carts and you're currently on the trial, it isn't there, but Neto is rolling out their abandoned cart API today. So we should have it live, if it not by the end of this week, very early next week, which is really exciting. And this is an automatic conversion optimizer for everyone here. So yeah, I guess why it's better than the current Neto abandoned carts is you can send up to 3. So what we've seen work best is 1 hour, 4 hours, and the third one at 24 hours. After that 1 day time period, you kind of see a complete drop off from conversions. People really aren't interested. And if you do only want to send 2, try to send them within the first 12 hours. So like, as we've said on this one, 1 hour, 12 hours. So here, this is where you add like your subject line, preview text, and body. One thing here, like on your first email, you don't want to give a discount right away. This store has chosen to, but there's a variety of reasons why people will abandon a cart. They might have got distracted. They might be on their phone on the tram, and they want to finish the transaction at home. So you don't want to give a discount right away. You probably want to say, hey, we noticed you didn't complete your checkout. Was there anything wrong? Add a support email, maybe add a phone number too, so people can contact you if there was any issues checking out. Maybe they had, maybe you didn't have PayPal and they wanted to have PayPal, or they had a few questions about the product. It really creates that dialogue and gives you an option to sell without having to offer a discount. But by having the second and third emails, that's where you can offer a discount. The number one reason people do abandon carts are shipping cost. So if you can offer a shipping discount, say free shipping in your second or third follow-up email, that does get the most conversions. And now I will get into the last 2 emails, welcome emails and automated flows. So welcome emails and automated flows function somewhat similarly. Welcome emails will send whenever someone joins one of your subscriber lists. So either that list that's being imported through Neto or another list that you set up, a manually created list that has people coming in from a pop-up or your subscription form. And automated flows will send to segments, which we looked at previously. The best examples of automated flows are a win-back campaign. So say someone hasn't purchased in 6 months, you send them a message, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. Come back, look at our most popular product, and here's a 10% off coupon to get started buying again. Or another great one to do is if people say, for this store, purchased a brush, you might want to recommend them a comb in 3 weeks. Or if they purchased any beer, whatever cross-sell you want to do, you can do that here. And these will all use the same composer that I'll get into in the manual emails, but I'll quickly just go into how to trigger these. So for these, you can trigger an unlimited amount. for welcome emails and automated flows. I'm just going to say welcome here. Add preview text, but when you go to automate it, it's a simple trigger immediately after a couple days. So you could say send one immediately and then a few other ones over the week. And then you just have to make sure to choose a list here that you want the welcome email to go to. And I'll show you the automated flows trigger now. Actually, I think, sorry, I've actually set one up. So I've set one up here. This is the win back campaign. So we've set up the segment within SmartrMail saying has not purchased in 90 days. Easy subject line, we missed you, preview text, and then you want to offer, send an offer because these people have obviously dropped off from purchasing from your store. So you want to get them back purchasing and interested in your products again and collecting data so you can recommend more products. You create the email, automate it, and then you can choose between once-off and recurring. This pop-up actually isn't, okay, it's showing. So recurring is great for a win-back campaign. So whenever someone doesn't purchase in 6 months, make them this offer. And then once-off is great for cross-sells. So every time someone buys this beard and oil shampoo combo, recommend them the brush. So that's great. That's once-off. And all these will use the composer that I'm going to get into now. So like we said before, we want to really make the design process really easy, even segmentation. Everything we build, we want you to be able to do it within 5 minutes. So whenever you create an email, you can say 10% off sale. It's really quick and easy to put it together. So we'll pull in all your product data from Neto. And whenever you go to send a product, all you have to do is search it and you can automatically add it to the email. So we'll pull in the image, the description, the price, and the link to your store. And everything will also be properly UTM tagged so you can track in Google Analytics. If you want to add text, you can still do that. You can style the text, say if you wanted to put a border around. You can add images. You can edge-to-edge images. So if you wanted to fully create your emails within Photoshop and then just drop images in and write alt text, you can do that. You just use the edge-to-edge feature. And you can use buttons. 2 ones under more here are collection and HTML. So collection is really simple. Rather than say if you don't want to share a specific product or you want to change the image that's coming through, you can just upload the image here, put the title, body, and button, and create that product block yourself. HTML is really great if you want to say have a bit more flexibility with the text you're writing. Say if you want to put in bullets, or if you're using say a shoppable Instagram gallery, which is pretty popular with a lot of the designer brands. So you just drop it in here, and those plugins will give you a snippet of HTML. You just drop it in, pop those countdown timers and everything. Super easy to add here. And if you do want to say add columns, say I think in the last automated flow I had columns, you do this column picker here, and then you have to choose the object you want the row as. So if I want to say 2 column products as so, or if I want 2 column images. One thing to note, I think it was mentioned on the last email marketing webinar that you want to have as much text as possible to hopefully land in the promotions box or even in the inbox. So if you are doing really image heavy emails, you really want to use alt text. So if you just send images, Gmail, Yahoo, Outlook, they can't read an image. So they'll just think, what is this? It's just a bunch of HTML. I'll put in the promotions folder or I'll check it to spam. But by adding alt text, you can let these inboxes know that this is an image of my shampoo. This is an image of my conditioner. This is an image of my brush, and then they can know what the email is about and appropriately assign it to which inbox they want to deliver it to. So that's the manual emails, pretty simple at the end, schedule and send, basic, so I won't get into that. And now I will get into the pop-up. So we have our own pop-up. It's a really simple integration into Neto. For Neto stores, you'll have a thing here and pop-up instructions, and it'll give you a link to where you even have to copy and paste it into. For this store, they're not using our pop-up, but it is a really simple setup. You choose and you add an image here, so your logo, whatever design you have, maybe you want to put 10% off. You choose the design, set your thank you page. So thanks for subscribing. You might want to put the coupon here or within your welcome email. And you set the trigger. One thing to note for the trigger, people will say pop-ups are annoying. They are annoying if the first thing you do is land on a web page and get 3 pop-ups. So you do want to give people time to decide if they're interested in your products and they do want to hear more about them. So at an absolute minimum, I would put 30 seconds. If you want to even go further, you can do 2-page click, because then you know people have actually browsed through your site and are interested in what you're selling. It's not just about the number of subscribers you collect, it's the quality of subscribers. It lowers your cost on email marketing, it gets you a better ROI, and you sell more products, because you don't want to just bloat your list of people who really don't care and what you sell. And then these are cookie based, so you can set them say once per month. Once somebody sees it once, they won't see it again. You can't set it to say if they've subscribed, don't show it. It just does work on cookies. But if you do want to use something more advanced, we integrate with a few other plugins. So Just Uno is a Neto add-on that we work quite closely with. And then we also integrate with Sumo through the HTML, and we integrate with Pops, which it's probably the easiest to set up. And you can do, say, exit intent pop-ups, A/B testing on the pop-ups and things like that. The last page I'll get into is just the products page. Here we'll just give you a snapshot of your most popular products that month, so you can decide what to feature in emails. And you can also at the bottom is where you bulk block the products, as I mentioned before. So you can search them if you want to block them, say like a test. But you can just export a SKU of, say, all your child products or any test products, and then just upload that to SmartMail, and it'll bulk block them from any emails. Yeah, so that's about it.
We notice a couple of customers are using Just Uno to collect email addresses and Pops. So we'll just show you really quickly where you can find how to integrate with them.
Yeah. So within any list, say you have your pop-up list here, you can find the integration at the bottom. So it says integrate third-party pop-up. There's instructions for Just Uno. Most of the setup is actually on the Just Uno side, but that'll link you to our docs. And then same with Sumo. Pops, that's mostly on our side. So you click that integrate button there, and it'll take you through a little wizard to get everything set up. And all of this stuff too, we have documentation. That's a drop down right here. Just search integrations and you'll find it there. And any of these email setups, we really do try to make really easy to read walkthrough guides. So that's there. But if you do end up having questions, just shoot us a message to this in-app chat. We're in Melbourne, so about 9 to 6 AEST, we'll get to you, and we are pretty responsive.
Cool. All right. We might just answer a couple of the questions that have just popped up here. So a preview option. So, yep, you can preview all your emails. We'll go into an email and I'll show you. Manual or auto?
Yeah, auto. So you can send test emails for any of the emails, say if you want to see it in your inbox. But say for the auto product emails, if you want to do a preview, you can do it right here.
and it will just generate a preview email. And obviously with these auto product emails, they pull in different products for different people based on what your customers have bought from you before or what they've abandoned in a cart or even clicked on. So what you see here is literally a generic preview. It'll be different for every person who gets it, but that'll be the layout. Cool. How to disable the logo in the footer. So there's a little SmartrMail logo in the footer of all your emails. You'll see it down here. No, that's a custom.
Okay. Yeah, this is a custom one.
But by default, there's a SmartrMail logo in the footer of your emails. You can disable that if you want. Just go to design.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see it on here. So here, it's kind of blurred out on this account, but logo, include logo in the footer. Just uncheck it, and you can remove our branding.
Cool. All right. Aaron had a question. What abandoned cart strategy would you recommend for repeat customers who might learn if they abandon a cart, they will get a discount in a few hours? That's a tricky one.
Yeah, that actually is something we will be adding early next year. So as we build out these automations, we obviously build out the bones of them and then make them more advanced. So the next phase of abandoned cart emails is having two separate flows, one for repeat customers and one for new customers. It's not there yet, but in the future, when it is there, you'd obviously probably wouldn't want to send a discount to your repeat, and then you would want to send a discount to your new customers. What you can do, though, is make those coupons only a one-time use for a customer. So yeah, if a repeat customer does that again and they try to use that coupon, they won't be able to use it. So yeah, that's a workaround in the meantime.
How do you integrate a pop-up with Neto? So yeah, there's two ways, like we sort of mentioned earlier. You can do it through us, and we have the pop-up that we took you through. Just go to the pop-up tab here and set it up here, and then click enable.
Yeah.
And that's obviously not styled, but
yeah, this one's not styled. But this is for Neto stores. This is a Shopify tester that we use, but app's the same. But there'll be a little thing here that will give instructions on how to integrate the pop-up. It's really simple. We give you the link of where it is on your Neto dashboard, and you just have to copy paste it. Then you click enable. For any other pop-ups, say if you are maybe using a custom one that you've built yourself, you just need to use our action URL. So say if I go into here, customize form. This is also for moving over, say, your footer, your subscribe footers that you have within your site. If you click customize form here, it'll generate the code for you. So if you did want to say add first name and last name too, you can get that all here. The biggest things to change are the action URL here. So this action attribute. And then for email, you just have to really change the name. So those are the only two things you need to change. You can do that yourself, but if you need help, yeah, just message us and we can look at your site and send you like a replacement code that you can send over to Neto.
Okay, do we have any data on unsubscribed averages from the different types of email? So I don't have data on the different types and their unsubscribe averages. What's more important is the volume of email you're sending to your customers and the regularity. So it's important to, one, email regularly. So, you know, that might be once a week. And two, obviously not to over email and not to spam. That, you know, we see the bigger outliers and big spikes and obviously complaint rates when people go from no emailing to 3-4 emails a week. So yeah, the two big things are like email regularly, and part of the reason we've built easy to use automatic tools is so you can take some of the work away from you having to do all the manual emailing. So set it up to go regularly, and obviously, you know, don't go crazy with it immediately.
Yeah. I guess if you want to think about it, how we flag people is if your unsubscribe, bounce, and complaint rates pass 0.5%, which is very, very high. The industry averages for that, for say, bounce rates is about 0.02%, and same for unsubscribes. They are very low. The number one reason people unsubscribe is because you're sending too frequently, which you really don't want to do. Like, unless you're selling something like groceries and people are purchasing every 2 days, then you might want to send daily. But for most products, you don't want to send more than weekly.
Okay, Candice has a question about email reminders for product replacements, say every 12 or 6 months. So that's a good question, and that comes up quite a lot, especially with people who sell products that get sort of consumed. So, you know, any types of consumables that people might regularly reorder. So we might really quickly show you like a quick way to set up some reorder flows and some sort of win-back flows.
Yeah, so I won't go into automated flows again, but I'll kind of go into the segmentation. So an automated flow will go into whenever somebody joins that segment. So how you do it is you choose the product that you want to obviously send the refill email to. So we do this combo here. And then you add the rule. So has not ordered in, say, 6 months, so 120. And then once you create this segment, you can use it in the automated flows. So in the automated flow, choose that segment, automate it immediately. Whenever somebody joins it, they'll get an email saying, hey, it's time to replenish that product.
And it can be nice, say, to if you have a normal 2-week shipping period, you might want to set up triggered emails that land after 2 weeks to say review your order. You know, a week after that to say share on social. Just kind of keep that re-engagement flow. And also, if you have a couple of key products, often people might have a lot of products, but a few big sellers that make up a big chunk of your revenue, you can actually set up some specific flows just against them or against your categories with some cross sells. So if you notice things that are often paired together in a cart, or someone buys product A and often buys product B, you can set up some cross sells against those purchases. Cool. All right. Subscribe form for Facebook pages. We don't have a Facebook.
Yeah, we don't currently, but you can, I guess, take this link within, I'll show you. So within Facebook, I think you can share a link to subscribe. So if sorry, it's a bit buggy or jumpy. So right there. Yep.
You can just use that link as a subscribe link.
We will eventually, probably in like the short to midterm roadmap, be building a Facebook kind of page plugin also. Yeah. If you are getting a lot of subscribers from that, let us know. Yeah.
Can you remove SmartrMail branding from the pop-up? At the moment, no.
You can.
Yeah,
you can.
You've done that now.
Yeah. On paid plans, you can remove the SmartrMail branding. You can't do it on the trial though, just because you can use that pop-up free forever. So yeah, it's not there on the trial, but on a paid plan, you can remove the branding. This account is on a trial, so I can't really show you, but yeah.
Great, that's new. Awesome. Okay. Do we have a comparison in ROI versus MailChimp? I'm a current MailChimp user, but can't afford both. Short answer is no, but I would definitely do a side-by-side.
Yeah, so you can, one thing to note also is, so switching between two providers, it does take a little while for Gmail, say Outlook, to actually get used to your emails coming from a different location, usually 1 to 2 emails. So if you just do one email on us and then another email on MailChimp, you probably won't see the comparison right away. So if you do it, say over a month, you will start to see a difference. It does take 1 to 2 emails. One really best practice that a lot of people recommend, say SendGrid, who's one of the biggest infrastructure senders, they say when you do switch to a new ESP, always only send to your engaged subscribers first. If you're coming from MailChimp, they kind of rank those. So there's a subscriber ranking from 1 to 5. Anybody below 2, don't send to them. So create a separate list of 3, 4, 5, and your first 1 to 2 sends, just send to that list. So it'll kind of let or Gmail know that you are now sending from this new location and what you're sending people want.
Cool. Can you import from iContact?
iContact, you just have to upload via CSV. Honestly, every platform that you are coming from, import via CSV, because once you do that, you can set up the pop-ups to that list. You can set up welcome emails to that list. And if you do because if you sync a list from MailChimp or say Campaign Monitor, we don't allow you to do those automation features on that list. It just gets a bit too tricky for us because we can't control their API, and obviously we don't work closely with them.
Cool. So tips for someone from Abby who retails and wholesales. So this comes up a bit. So especially around lists. Yeah.
So retailers and wholesalers. So I'll show you again within the segmentation. But yeah, it is segmenting by those user groups. And I would really send different emails to those user groups. Obviously, you're not going to send the same email to a retailer versus a retail customer versus your wholesale customers. Your wholesale customers probably don't want to get 1 email a week. So when you are sending, I would just send to those specific segments. Whenever you send to a segment, it will refresh. So anybody that's new that's coming in will be added. It's the last one here from user group. You do have to put in the string, so say retail, but we will change this very early next week to just drop down A to F. I think that's the easiest way to do it.
Cool. Costs. So pricing is on the website. We've got a 15-day free trial, and then after that, it's a monthly cost based on how big your store is. You can go to it just by either just going to smartrmail.com and look at pricing, or if you start a trial, you can click on the billing tab and you can see.
I'll show you this quickly now. So all the pricing is here. There's a basic plan, advanced plan, and the enterprise plan. Enterprise plan, we really recommend, over 100,000, 250,000 range. You really do get an awesome service for us. Once you get to that size, you do run into deliverability issues, like cleaning your list. And there's just so many optimizations you can do when you're at a business of that size. So we work very, very closely with you to make sure your emails are going to the right people. But all these plans scale as you grow. So the $45 and the $149 on the basic and advanced are base fees. And then you add in your subscribers. So it'll calculate the cost for you there. The formula is a bit tricky. So just add your, put in your subscriber number there. And that will shrink or grow depending on how your list goes.
Cool. So Henry has a question, how do smart segments work? I'm only getting 10 or 12 subs added each time. So when you set up a smart segment, it actually can take a little bit of time to pull in all the data.
If there are issues too with the smart segments, just reach out to us. Obviously the integration is new. Sometimes there's like different SKUs or category, like for some stores we've seen, for example, bed sheets, you type in category of the bed sheets and there's 20 different categories. So we've added the category IDs now. So make sure you're segmenting based on that correct category that you want to. And also the SKUs, sometimes you'll only do the child SKUs. So make sure you're segmenting by the parent SKU. But if there are any data mismatches, just let us know. One thing to note is we only segment people who are subscribed to email marketing. So it's not going to be a perfect match, obviously, to what's in Neto.
Yeah, that's right. So the amount of people in a segment might be a bit smaller because if there are people in there who aren't opted in to get emails from you, basically. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Will there be the ability to remove product variations only using parent products? Yeah. So for now, yeah, it is a bit time consuming. We are doing the ability soon. So right now you just have to upload a SKU if all your child SKUs, or upload a CSV if all your child SKUs here. Put them all in a CSV, choose file, bulk block. We will make a setting soon where you can just choose only feature child products, or only feature child SKUs, or only feature parent SKUs. It's being worked on this week, and it'll probably take a little bit of time. So about 2 to 4 weeks, we expect it to be live.
Cool. And the free trial there, Grant, there's a question. It goes for 15 days from when you install it. So that should give you plenty of time to set up, try out all the features. You can email a bunch of times and really sort of get amongst it.
Yeah, and there's a 50,000 email sending limit though on the trial, so that's one thing to note. You can't just send a million emails.
Oh yeah. So if you have sort of a list bigger than that, it's only going to send 50,000 on the trial. Okay. Looks like we've got 2 more questions. Neto pricing and SmartMail the only cost? So yeah, the pricing for SmartMail that you see, yeah, that's the cost you'll get for using SmartMail.
Yeah, and you get billed through us, not through Neto.
Yep, separately. Yeah, so we don't have anything to do with Cake Mail. And your sales data, Matthew, sales data isn't going back far enough.
Just let us know. I think so. There was an issue if you didn't sign up right now. There was an issue a few weeks ago where only 30 days of data was coming into some stores. It's now been fixed. So we might need to do an update on your store so all that data just get pushed in. So just reach out to us via this in-app chat so you're having the issue. Like we said, we're in Melbourne, so we should get it solved by the end of the day.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I think, you said sales data only goes back a month, so you probably were getting that issue previously. Yeah, we've pushed the fix for it now, so we just need to resync your store.
Good one. Okay. Cool. We've got one more question. Okay. Is it possible to automate? So we've got one more question here from David. We send an email to those who haven't ordered for 3, 6, or 9 months with increasing discounts. We include what they last ordered. Is this possible to automate?
Yeah, you can't really include what they've last ordered right now. You kind of just have to do the smart segment, say hasn't ordered in 3, hasn't ordered in 6, hasn't ordered in 9, and then that'd be the easiest and quickest way to do it. One thing we are building, should be live, I'd say within 2 months, is dynamic products within the manual emails, automated flows, and welcome emails. So you'll be able to use, say, just the recommendation engine, or you can add, maybe say, send recommendations based on this one product, or send recommendations based on the last purchase. So you don't have to say create 6 flows. You can just set one that says recommendation, or you can just set one that's replenish, and you can just have a dynamic product there that will show the last product ordered.
Yeah.
But that is coming. Yeah, it's a pretty unique feature and we're really excited about it, but yeah, give us a bit of time.
Cool. Good one. And looks like we've got one more question. It would be nice to have a link to product reviews as a future update. Yeah,
I think we've got that feedback from a few stores too. So that's, one thing with feedback, please let us know. Like we are working really closely with Neto and with you guys as well. And we do appreciate it. And every feature we build is based on what we hear from you. Yeah. So any feedback, let us know. And we will work with Neto to add it to their API and then hopefully add it to SmartMail too. So, yeah.
Cool. Good one. Okay. I think that looks like all the questions. No, we've got one more from Morris.
For automated flows, you can. So you just add another. So once you set the automated flow, you can add the trigger. So add one at 1 day, add one at 4 days, add one. Yeah.
So the question there was, with automated flows, can you have multiple emails in the flow? And the answer is yes. You can set up different types of flows that are triggered from different things, and you can have multiple emails in each one. So you can trigger you can trigger a flow to go out after 1 day, immediately after 1 day, after a week, after 2 weeks, after a month, etc. Great. Okay, I think we are finished there with the questions. So thanks everyone for jumping on.
Yeah. If you have anything further too, I'll show you our email. So any questions, just email us at support@smartrmail.com, or once you go onto the website or sign up for the app, there's a little in-app chat on the bottom right. Yeah, we're there to answer any questions. So yeah, fire away. Okay. I think that's it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Really appreciated. Yeah, if anyone has any further questions, yeah, please do send them through either to SmartrMail or to Neto support, and we'll be able to get back to you. But we'll send out the replay link once it's all processed. And yeah, everyone, have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys.